Wiggity wiggity, what's up everybody? I'm Mark Merchandani, customer engineer, and welcome to another episode of Take5. Today we've got a rather interesting topic presented by our own DJ Jay. So Jay, tell us about what we're going to talk about.
That's right, we're talking about GKE on GCP, our managed Kubernetes. I want you to listen to my verses talking about using microservices. Those monolithic apps have me hurting. Breaking your app on different versions. Control your environment on purpose. Hey, let's start the demo and scratch the surface.
There it is. All right, you know what? Fantastic. Let's dive right in.
Here is a quick overview on the difference between monolithic versus microservice architecture. Here you'll see monolithic. This is more traditional, where you'll have a server, maybe a host of servers that will host your entire application. So it'll host your database backend, MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle. It'll host your application layer, which might be your business logic, whether it be written in PHP, Node, so on and so forth. And then your front end, which is usually the flat images, flat files for the website, some JavaScript, all that. It's hosted on one server, which can be problematic because maybe you'll have some dependency issues between different versions for different services, and that can cause downtime, cause other issues. Here we go to microservices, where you have a lot of actual servers, and then you have individual components that host the different applications. So you might have this component is the database that uses a certain version of Python. Here you have your chat service, which might use a certain version of Node.js, and then it all feeds via APIs to the same common front end. Because of this division of services into microservices, you're able to maintain the application better and reduce downtime due to dependency issues, upgrades, so on and so forth. Here we're going to use an example for Kubernetes Engine where we will deploy WordPress and MySQL. And basically WordPress is a popular content management system for websites, blogs, that kind of thing. I encourage you to read through this entire document and follow the instructions just so you don't miss anything. I've already pre-done some of the work, such as setting up the project, the zone, downloading these files from GitHub, which are very important, setting up the cluster, create persistent disks. Persistent disks are essentially a form of storage used to store the database, flat files, things like that. That way, if the Kubernetes service goes down, the files will continue to exist. Deploying MySQL with the password. Now here we have the YAML files. These are what set the parameters for Kubernetes Engine. So if we come here, copy this, we will be deploying the different services. And here we deploy the MySQL service, and the service basically it allows the container to communicate with the outside world. Now we'll deploy WordPress. WordPress is in a completely different environment, running PHP, completely isolated from MySQL, but it's going to be able to communicate via the service and the parameters in the YAML file with the MySQL deployment, so that way all the data will be stored, and then the WordPress pod will be able to deploy the website, which we will see here shortly. So what we will do is we'll run this. We'll get an external IP address here. Sometimes it takes a little while, but once you get that IP address, you can just copy it, put it into the web browser, and you're good to go. All right, the IP address is here. So we'll enter it right here, and you can see WordPress is running. Now, what I have done is I've created one service to specifically run MySQL and one service to run Apache workers to serve the PHP files for WordPress. Now, each service is completely isolated from the other. So I could upgrade the MySQL pod without negatively affecting the Apache pod and vice versa. And these are the benefits of microservices.
Cool. So that's one way that somebody can convert their monolithic application into something that uses more microservices.
Correct. GKE allows a user to create specialized environments, each one fulfilling whatever requirements that component needs, and that allows the app to run much smoothly and it makes development much easier.
Great, and there's no better place to host that kind of an application than on GKE. So hopefully everyone out there gets a chance to try it out, and stay tuned for more videos. And you can also check out other Take5 videos that talk about how to fine-tune containers. We'll see you next time.
Bye.